Hello, good evening, and welcome all to Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 646. I'm your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn, ready to play a brand new horror game. We completed Mundown last week, and it was a blast, but it's time to move on. And so for today's game, we will be playing Apsulov, End of Gods. I don't know anything about the game. I got it to work on my machine, I tested it to make sure it worked, and that's about as far as I got. So, I read the reviews are great. It's supposed to be a little bit of a shorter indie horror game, but the story is supposed to be really good. So, I'm excited, and I hope you are too. For those who are new to the program and you're watching the video on demand later, the way this show works and has worked for the last decade is I do a bit of a Q&A at the beginning of the broadcast every Thursday night. And after the Q&A, we dive into the scary game. So if you're just here for the scary game, skip ahead about an hour, and you'll be ready to watch some Apsulov. But it's good to have everybody on Scotch and Smoke Rings tonight. Everyone on Facebook, Cody, Quincy, Jared, Stephen, Daniel, Matthew Ryan with a donation of stars says, "Good evening, Ox. Ready for the events of the week to be done with." Yeah, you and me both. It's been a stressful and busy week for me. I hope your weekend is really relaxing for you. Daniel Radley with a donation of stars on Facebook says, "First star sender of the night." Oh, almost. Matthew just had you beat. You both did stars. Yeah, he says Matthew got just before me. Anyway, close to the first star donation of the night. He says, "Hope you're doing well, Ox. Can't wait to kick back and watch the stream like a movie." I know. Well, I'm really excited for you. I'm excited to check out this new game. I'm just thrilled to be here. Robin with a donation of stars on Facebook says, "Hi all." Hey there, Robin. So good to see you on this Thursday. And of course, it's wonderful to see all of the regulars and the members and the Patreon subscribers on YouTube today. Matt Siski, Julian Z with a gold derby, Alt Grendel with a gold derby, Sarah with a gold derby, Automatic Beats with a gold derby, Shadow 787, Sean Fornango with a gold derby, Ian Chamberlain, Edward J. Phoenix 5285, Dave, Burial Account, and No Name, both with gold derbies, Antonio with a gold derby, Rebel She-Wolf, Ranker 1138, Brandon Beltfed, Nick Barnhouse with a gold derby, and Shadow 787 just became a bronze ox and a member for 3 months. Thank you very much, Shadow. The Storyteller with the first super chat of the day doesn't have a message. It's just a very generous donation. Thank you very much, The Storyteller. And No Name with the first comment super chat of the day says, "I asked my date to meet me at the gym today. She didn't show up. That's when I knew we weren't gonna work out." Oh, and with the first dad joke of the broadcast is No Name skating in with "we weren't gonna work out" joke. Thank you for that, No Name. Toxic Sean says, "Ox time. Today, Easter Friday, here in Oz. Day off." Well, congratulations, Toxic Sean. Easter is a few more days away for us on Sunday here on the Pacific Northwest. But I'm looking forward to it. Going to have a big bash with the kids. We're going to get baskets filled with chocolate. We're going to color eggs and go on an Easter egg hunt. It's going to be so much fun. The Storyteller became a bronze ox. Thank you very much, The Storyteller. And Miss Silverfox 666, a silver ox and a member for 16 months, says, "I finally made it to a stream from the beginning. Yay! How is everyone?" Well, I can't answer for the chat, but I'm feeling good. Had a busy, very busy, but good day today. And I've got my cigars ready to see me through the night. Julian Z, a gold derby, a gold ox, and a member for 49 months, says, "Hi Ox, so good to see you on this Scotch and Smoke Rings. Hope you're well. The game looks interesting. Can't wait to see you play it. So Ox, will you do the second DLC for Assassin's Creed? Are you ready to move on?" I don't know. I'm kind of ready to move on. We got to Atlantis on Wednesday. Finally, after starting the Fate of Atlantis DLC, months ago, we finally got to Atlantis. And it was just as kind of overwhelming and perplexing as Elysium was. Hades was a bit of a breath of fresh air for me. I really enjoyed it. And, I enjoyed Elysium as well, but Atlantis, anytime you build a city based on concentric circles and, they overlap, it just gets confusing. Did anyone else have a really hard time navigating the Institute in Fallout 4? Or was I the only one? Yeah, any city or building that's just an entire circle, it just gets confusing. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm probably good. I'll definitely finish the Fate of Atlantis DLC. Will I move on to the History of the First Blade? Not sure. Jocelyn Ryan says, we started a band named Books. That way no one can judge us by our covers. Smart. That's thinking outside the box. No Name says, not saying I live in a rough area, but just bought an advent calendar and half the windows are boarded up. Ooh, that's a rough neighborhood when the advent calendars are boarded up. Ryder Wheeler with a super chat on YouTube says, Whiskey and Coke at the ready. Fallout starting up, and I don't work until Saturday. It's gonna be a good night. What you got for drinks tonight? Well, I have some Glenlivet or Glenfiddich? I think it's Glenlivet. It's Glenlivet Caribbean Scotch. And it's good. It's good. And I've got some rum and Coke, a little Kraken rum. All right. Let's see. Matthew Ryan with a donation of stars on Facebook says, hey, Ox, I think you may be in a little trouble. The invisible baby has returned with a vengeance. A vengeance? Look, first of all, if there is an invisible baby here, then he's already here with a vengeance. I mean, dead babies don't haunt homes for no reason. They usually have a very distressing reason to haunt a home. So if there was an invisible baby haunting my office all of these weeks, it would already be with a vengeance. But as I told you, there is no baby. I threw away that doll months ago. What, probably a year? Has it been a year? No, it hasn't been a year, but it's been a very long time. And it's not here. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. Tyler Hopkins with a very generous donation of stars on Facebook. Thank you, Tyler. And Garrett McFadden says, they beat me to the question. Yeah, no worries there, Garrett, because Garrett also asks what the scotch is that I'm drinking and what the cigar is for tonight. Well, they didn't ask about the cigar, so I'll answer that for you. Today, the cigar is a Brick House, one of my favorite brands that I've been enjoying recently. I've got a couple of toppers for backup. These did not come in a cedar box and do not have a wrapper, and that's a bad sign. But I've been smoking them the past couple of weeks, and they're okay. They're okay. So a good backup cigar. Robin with a donation of stars on Facebook says, Matthew, my fiance, wants to know if you saw what happened to Butt Stallion in the new game, Poor Pony. All right, well, I don't know why you wanted me to read that private conversation between you, Matthew, and the fiance about Butt Stallion, everyone's favorite character, apparently in that one video game with the cell shading. What was it called? I forget. Poor Pony. Borderlands. That's right. Borderlands. Wormy on YouTube says, dropped by to say hi to everyone, then heading off. Need a root canal. It looks like, and the pain is bad. Looking forward to catching the video on demand later. Wormy, a root canal. That's such a bummer, but I'm glad you're getting the medical care you need, the dental care you need. Hopefully it won't be that painful when you wake up. I doubt very much they'll do it to you without sedating you first. Ranker 1138, a member for 19 months and a silver ox, says, dislocated my finger yesterday. Luckily, it immediately popped back in. Still hurts, though. Anyway, have you thought about what you will do for Scotch and smoke rings 666? Oh, God. I mean, there's only one Scotch and smoke rings 666, so I got to do it right. What on earth will I play? I mean, it's got to be evil. The game I play is got to be evil on Scotch and Smoke Ring 666. Anyone got any ideas? I mean, I already do horror games during this broadcast. Mark from Sales says, hope you've had a great week so far. This week, I lost 3 fingers on my right hand, so I asked my doctor if I'd still be able to write with it. He said, maybe, but I wouldn't count on it. You got us, Mark from Sales. Thank you for that one. Jace Peck, with a gold ox and a member for 4 months, says, love your content. Thank you so much, Jace Peck. I'm so glad you're here today. Thank you for the kind message. No Name says, math teacher. If I have 5 bottles in one hand and 6 in the other, what do I have? Student. A drinking problem. Oh, I mean, we got a symbol there and everything. Thank you for that one, No Name. Matthew Ryan says Original Doom for 666. Oh, that's such a great idea. You're going to have to remind me later, because I'll likely forget, but that's a great idea. Alt Grendel, a gold derby, a silver ox, and a member for 27 months, says, set your Wi-Fi to 24446666688888888. So when someone asks you, you can tell them it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. That's a great idea. I probably should have read to the end there so that I didn't get bogged down in the middle. But thank you for that one, Alt Grendel. Toxic Sean says, can we stop with the baby already? Ha! Jokes. Love it. The baby already. Ha! Jokes. Love it. I don't understand. Are you talking about baby dad jokes? Baby daddy jokes? Are there such a thing as baby daddy dad jokes? I don't think I want to know the answer to that. So never mind. Forget I asked. Daniel Holmes became a bronze ox. Thank you so much, Daniel. Rachel says, I'm really excited about the amateur autopsy club I joined. Wednesday is open mic night. Amateur autopsy club. That's great. Jocelyn Ryan says, well, at least your haunted baby isn't trying to nom you like Ethan Winter's giant fetus. Yeah, the Resident Evil Village. That was twisted, wasn't it? Holy cow, when we got to that plot point. Man, I think I could have left that one behind. Tristan Fleet says, watch out, Ox. He's got a 2-shot 10mm pistol. Does he? How can you tell that a 10mm pistol is legendary in real life? I don't know. MG says, did you hear about the werewolf prankster? He kept flashing a full moon. Also, are we going to get another power armor rant? How about Italian armor? Italian armor? I don't get it. What? Italian armor? Is it like something to do with pasta? I'm not sure. Toxic Sean, a silver ox and a member for 17 months, says, in a real good mood, hang with Oxhorn and free message. Yay! Love your work, Ox. I was recently watching your E3 Fallout 76 reveal video and the first plays. The good old memories when Fallout 76 was just a long, long away dream. Thank you, Toxic Sean. No Name says, what's the difference between deer nuts and beer nuts. Beer nuts are $1.75, but deer nuts are under $1. Thank you for that one, no name. John Merritt on Facebook says, there was a dad who tried to keep his wife happy through labor by telling jokes. But she didn't laugh once. You know why? It was the delivery. Telling dad jokes to your wife during labor? Yeah, the delivery would probably get in the way. Matthew Ryan says the pistol only has 1 star on it. That's how we can tell it's legendary. A star? What are you talking about? A pistol? And a baby? I don't know what you're talking about there. Greg Williams says, what do you call a pudgy psychic? A fortune teller. A fortune teller. That's how you tell them. Ian Melzer says, I thought you played The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, but I can't find it. Good game for Scotch and Smoke Rings. Would recommend. I have not played it. At least I don't remember it. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. All right. 2014, very positive reviews. Gonna have to check it out. Thank you, Ian. Daniel Holmes with a super chat on YouTube says, glad to be back. Lost my membership due to identity theft, losing all my money and needing to switch banks. Holy cow. Oh, that's awful. Daniel, I'm so sorry that happened to you, but I'm glad you made it back, and hopefully, that identity theft won't stick with you for very long. Hopefully, it won't haunt you for years. Rachel says, any update on Ox-centered Ox merch? No, I realize that this is on me. This is on me, and I have failed because I haven't found an artist and I haven't sat down to do all of this. That's on me. I know, I got to do it. But I've been busy. To my credit, I have been very busy. But everyone's busy, so I need to do it. I need to make more merchandise. I will, especially when I've got people coming to my chat asking for merchandise. I'm sitting on a gold mine here, and I'm not doing anything about it. So, yeah, sorry. I do want to do more designs. Just give me time. Give me time. I say that I've had a lot of time. I just need more. TSW555 says, just came home from class to the sound of dad jokes floating through the house. Kaisha had already pulled up the stream and was blasting it from our speakers. We were both excited for the game tonight. Thank you, TSW and Kaisha, as always, for coming and watching tonight. I hope the game will be a lot of fun. I, for one, am looking forward to it. Jocelyn Ryan on YouTube says, why did the baby master put his dad in the freezer? He wanted a frozen pop. Cheers, Ox. The baby master. What's a baby master? Wouldn't the joke work equally as well as if you said, why did the baby put his dad in the freezer? He wanted a frozen pop. But baby master? I don't know. Whatever Tube says, Ox, man, I love the chat. I love the people. It's not just about my selfish dream of the Enclave in space. It's all Scotch and Smoke Rings. Rings Thursdays. Play on, sir. Thank you. Whatever, Tube. I'm sure Bethesda will put the Enclave in space just for you. Sorry, I got to figure something out. SRB says, at Dead of Night is a good scary game. I would highly recommend, Ox. Love your content. Keep up the fantastic work. Thank you, SRB. One second, I realize this is highly inappropriate in the middle of a live stream, but I've got a somewhat emergency text here. It's not really an emergency, but a somewhat urgent text. Almost. All right, I'm not able to find it, so right. Well, that's enough of that. I can't do it. Okay, sorry about that. All right, at Dead of Night. Oh, yeah, I actually bought this one and tried to play it before Mundown, and I couldn't get it to work very well on my computer. I sat there for about an hour fiddling with all of the options and the settings, trying to get it to work on my computer, and it was extremely low frame rate. Like it was unplayable. I was just hitching all over the place. But it did look like a really interesting game. No Name says, life is all about perspective. The sinking of the Titanic was a miracle to the lobsters in the ship's kitchen. That's true, it was. It is all about perspective. On Facebook, with a donation of stars, Josh Bunton says, I just want to say it's nice to be here. Hey, Josh, good to see you on Facebook. And then Matthew Ryan, with a donation of stars, says, hey, Ox, Josh Bunton is inquiring about the body pillow. Will it be down? Why? First of all, I don't understand why you're asking about the body pillow to begin with. I've already said I'm not interested, and it's never happening. Secondly, you're asking for a down body pillow? Isn't the point of a body pillow to, like, hug it? But a down body pillow is going to be filled with feathers that'll be constantly poking out of the pillowcase and jabbing you. I think down would be the last type of body pillow I would ever want. Surely you want like a microfiber, what's it called? Memory foam, like a memory foam. Don't you want a memory foam body pillow and not a down one? I'm just saying. Josh Bunton says, that wasn't me. I mean, Matthew paid for the stars, so that's what he wants. He wants a down body pillow. Oh, Matthew, you are a masochist. Heather Bushik says, off work today. It's always nice to snuggle with my cat and watch you. Thank you for Scotch and smoke rings. You're welcome, Heather. Hope you and your cat enjoy the broadcast. Julian Z says, also, Ox, I know there's the whole deal of jet and other items in pre-war containers, but in my mind, I think, are we to assume that we are the only person in the wasteland in 200 years who can lockpick? 1 of 4. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. We stumble upon a lot of locks in the Fallout universe that people seem to just have absolutely no idea how to open. Maybe we're the only ones in the entire universe that actually have that talent. MG on YouTube says, okay, hear me out. Italian power armor that can make cannolis. Also, I saw the dolphin power armor. What were they thinking? It looks terrible. I think they must have been thinking that it was a joke. But then instead of just like tweeting it out or having an April Fool's Day thing, they made it. And suddenly it's no longer a joke. It's in the universe and it's real. Like the whole horsepower armor thing. Remember they gotten in trouble for doing the horse armor for Elder Scrolls. And then they did the horse power armor for Fallout 4, thinking, we're going to do a whole tongue-in-cheek Creation Club thing. But it didn't really land that way with the audience. They were kind of like, not quite as funny as you guys thought it was going to be. I get the same thing with the dolphin power armor. Like, I understand it's supposed to be part of the whole superhero universe within the Fallout universe, but the moment you take something from the fictional superhero universe, the Unstoppables and all of that, and you turn it real, you actually make the power armor that people in the Fallout universe can really use, it would kind of be like stumbling upon a suit of Tony Stark's Iron Man armor in a grocery store and being able to step inside of it and fly away because it works like it does in the comic book. Wouldn't make sense, right? So, anyway. Mike H92 says, what does your significant other call you if you climax too fast? We're talking about mounting a hill while mountain climbing, I'm assuming. Climax. A Minuteman. Afterwards, helping her climax can be considered a fair settlement. Very Fallout 4 centric jokes there. Loving it, Mike H. Thank you. Jocelyn Ryan says, was supposed to be Baby Monster. However, your long-term viewers all know that the reason we don't have new merch is the stinking wolves. That's what I'm going to blame it on. Let's see. Oh, God, I need to catch up here. Julian Z says, isn't it plausible and even inevitable that someone who knows how to pick a lock opened the safe and thought this would be a decent place to store items on the go? I mean, it is probable. I guess the thinking goes like this. Sure, there are people who can pick locks, but these picked locks are on safes and containers that are buried under rubble guarded by monsters. And not everyone can kill all the monsters, right? Because I suppose the same argument can be said for why this dungeon hasn't been cleared. There are settlers at settlements all over the place, Underworld and Megaton and all of that. There are people there, but still all of these places are not cleared. They're swarming with monsters. Why hasn't somebody come through and just killed them all? Maybe we can assume that it takes a very special kind of person to be able to clear an entire dungeon. That can explain why the locked safe hasn't been picked yet, because it's been guarded by monsters for all those years. Sean Fernango, a Silver Ox, a Gold Derby, and a member for 41 months, says, here's a new emote idea. Ox phone, lol. Yeah, but at this point, I probably should give it to you. Speaking of... Julian Z, part 3 of his comment about safes, says, put stuff in there and relock as a small stash of goods, and couldn't they do the same thing with doors? I know this explanation doesn't work with all locations and pre-war containers. I mean, it's definitely possible, but I think the much more likely explanation is that places that are locked are usually found in areas that are dangerous. And a few people have the skills to navigate those dangerous areas. Shan Streeter with a super chat tip on YouTube. Thank you very much, Shan. And then Pedro, David, Flores, Cabanas became a gold ox. Thank you, Pedro. Julian Z, continuing his comment about locked containers in the Fallout universe, says, but at least it works with a lot of them out in the wild, as I think there would be at least a handful of wastelanders in 200 years that could pick locks and relock them, but I could be wrong. Your thoughts? Yeah, I think you raised an interesting point, and I think the dangerous location explanation is the best we can do. World ZX, a member for 10 months and a bronze ox, says, "Hey Ox, good evening. Glad to catch the stream. Thank you, World ZX. Glad you're here, my friend." Rachel says, "We understand, Ox. Consulting on TV shows can be very time-consuming. I want a shirt that says, Peter Jackson of Fallout." Yeah, I'm not consulting on TV shows. I know Rachel put that in there just so that the rumor would spread. But I'm not involved in any TV show whatsoever in any capacity, nor have I ever been. Just making that absolutely crystal clear. Matthew Ryan says, "My bad, it was John Merritt, lol. Got the names confused." Oh, who asked about the body pillow? Got you, I see. And then Fran Green on Facebook with a donation of stars says, "Hope I haven't sent this 3 times. After having played Sherlock Holmes, Chapter 1, do you think it helps explain Sherlock's behavior, attachments to John, and his disdain for his brother?" Not really, because I think all of the other Frogwares Sherlock Holmes games can exist in little time capsules of their own without Chapter 1 really doing anything for it. Really, we only get an explanation as to why Sherlock Holmes absolutely hates his brother Minecraft if one of the 4 endings to Chapter 1 is canonical. And that's the one where Mycroft was keeping the murder of their mother away from him, right? All of the other possible endings take away the reason for Sherlock to have animosity towards Mycroft. I suppose one could then say, well, then that must be the canonical ending if in the other Frogwares Sherlock Holmes games, he still hates his brother or dislikes his brother. The problem is that in Chapter 1, he has a disdain and a dislike towards his brother even before he learns about what happened to his mother. So something else is driving that. I think it's just the fact that Mycroft is older than Sherlock and has always seen him as a kid brother and doesn't quite respect Sherlock the way Sherlock wants to be respected. Matthew Ryan with a donation of stars on Facebook says, "I'm getting off here. Hopefully next week we'll have internet to stay longer." Oh, well, thank you for stopping by, Matthew. I hope your internet issues are fixed in time for next week. Thank you very much for the participation. And Jake Benz says, "Happy Thursday, Oxendall. Sorry for my lateness. I had no power for a few hours due to high winds." Yeah, I had some flickering lights here at the house as well earlier this week due to high winds. April has just been crazy here in the Pacific Northwest. We had snow again yesterday. Toxic Sean says, "Oxhorn has actually put thought into the body pillow." I mean, I have had pillows before, and I know that a down pillow, unless you have a really good case for it that keeps the feathers inside, is scratchy because the feathers keep poking out. A down body pillow? No, that wouldn't work. Adrian Parker, a Silver Ox, a Gold Derby, and a member for 26 months, says, "Hey Ox, hope your day went well. Excited for the new game tonight. What are you smoking and drinking tonight? Love the streams. Today I am drinking a Glenlivet Caribbean blend, some Kraken rum and coke, and a Brick House cigar." Derpy Duck became a bronze ox. Thank you, Derpy Duck. Whatever Tube says, "Ox, shouldn't the body pillow be hypoallergenic? Just asking for a friend." Enclave rules, he says, "Play on, my good sir. Yes, I'm drinking. Hee hee ho ho, play on, man." Well, whatever Tube, I totally would not say that your commentary this evening sounds like the commentary of a man who has been drinking. I would never say that. Thank you, whatever Tube. And the Noble Marksman says, "Hey Ox, years ago I discovered Scotch and smoke rings, and it was because of you I now enjoy both. What are you having tonight?" Well, thank you very much, Noble Marksman. I hope you enjoy both hobbies. I'm having a Glenlivet Caribbean blend Scotch, a Kraken rum and coke, and a Brick House cigar. Kennebasure, a silver ox and a member for 7 months, says, hope you're having a good day, Ox. Thank you, Kennebasure. I'm having a great day. I get to spend my evening smoking cigars, drinking scotch, and playing some of the best games on this planet. And, of course, spending time with all of you. Wouldn't trade it for anything. No Name says, you're telling me you've never found an Iron Man suit at the grocery store? I find them all the time. I must go to the wrong grocery stores. You'll have to fill me in. Share with me the ones I should be going to. Royal Cookie with a super chat on YouTube says, hey, just wanted to say I enjoy your Fallout videos. Got me to download a few to try for myself. I love using the anti-material rifle on some Deathclaws. Yeah, the anti-material rifle just totally kicks butt. It's got a weird sound. It sounds a little pingy to my taste, but it's a fun weapon. Heather Brushek became a bronze ox. Thank you, Heather. Wolf Dragon Tamer says, what do you call a psychic little person on the run? A small, medium at large. Small, medium, large. Nicely done. Robin, with a donation of stars on Facebook, says, my birthday is the last Thursday of this month. I would like a Smoke Ship t-shirt that says, there it was, right before your very eyes, or something like that. Yeah, I should. At this point, by this point, I should have a shirt that says something like that. One of these days I'll get to it. Rachel with a super chat on YouTube says, idea suggestion to resolve the issue of a lack of artist, make a public competition to submit Oxhorn t-shirt designs on Twitter. It's a good idea. The problem is that what if I get a bunch of submissions, but none of them are good? And then that competition ends and suddenly I've got all of these wonderful creative pieces of fan art, but none of which are really quality enough to turn into a shirt. How do I tell the winner, hey, great job winning the contest, but I'm not going to turn this into a shirt? I don't know. That'd be kind of uncomfortable. Awkward to say. Whatever Tube says, Ox, we know you're consulting on the Fallout TV show. I'm not. He says, when will it finally air? I don't know. I don't want you to violate your NDA. I haven't signed an NDA. You're the man. Thanks. Enclave in Space. Great. Play on, sir. Thanks. Whatever, Tube. I am not involved in any TV show, Fallout or otherwise. Just making that clear. This is how rumors start, guys. Someone now is going to, make an Oxhorn Exposed video that says, this is why Oxhorn shouldn't be on the TV show, or something like that. I'm not involved. Tristan Fleet says, how much damage does the anti-material rifle do? I'm thinking about getting it. From my memory, not that much. Watch my video on the Creation Club creation for the anti-material rifle, and to my knowledge, as I recollect it, it was not as good as the Gauss rifle. The Gauss rifle still did more damage. Adress with a super chat says, hey Ox, I've missed the last few weeks of streams. Got the next 4 days off. Got a glass of Bullet. And glad to be here tonight. Well, enjoy your glass of Bullet. I'm glad that you've got the next 4 days off. That's awesome news. And I'm glad you're spending it with us. Plenty of time to catch up on Scotch and Smoke Rings episodes, right? Kunk says, Ox, what do you think about a very, very 50s Fallout TV show? Kind of like WandaVision or Leave It to Beaver. It might be kind of great. Yeah, I think that's definitely part of the humor of the Fallout series, is that it's a tongue-in-cheek making fun of that era of television or that era of American culture. The problem is that while much of the culture of the 1950s exists in the Fallout universe when the bombs dropped, in terms of the way people dressed, the whole atomic punk style, googie architecture and all of that. There were many other cultural things that were different, like there were same-sex marriages that were open and people discussed and talked about before the bombs dropped. And then after the bombs dropped, that entire culture was incinerated. The post-apocalyptic culture uses a lot of the material that was created during the pre-war culture that happened to be at that 1950s atom punk level when the bombs dropped, but they've created their own culture since then, which is more like Wasteland Warrior, right? It's more Mad Max, less atom punk in the post-apocalypse. So if we've got a Fallout TV show, it needs to be set, in that sort of setting. When you're looking at pre-war advertising, whether it's a television show or a billboard or a poster, it needs to be atomic punk. But when you're actually navigating the universe, the wasteland, when you're navigating the world as a post-apocalyptic wastelander, however many years the TV show is going to be set after the apocalypse, the culture is going to be completely different. So it wouldn't work as a WandaVision or Leave It to Beaver show in its entirety, though there sure could be moments where we have snippets of that, like when watching a pre-war commercial, right? Okay, let's see. Where are we at? Well, we got about 20 minutes of the of the Q&A left before we move on to the game. I mean, I could cut that early and just dive right into the game. Kunk says, Ox is totally consulting for the show, you can tell. I'm not. I just like the Fallout universe, and I've thought about these things a lot. But I am not consulting for anything. I am not consulting for anything. Though, if they want me to consult, I am available, guys. Like Amazon, if you want me on the show as a consultant, I'm free. However, that hasn't happened. Okay? Derpy Duck on YouTube says, Oxhorn, you're one of my favorite YouTubers, and your videos about Fallout 4 in New Vegas made me want to get the games. Your lore videos are some of my favorite types of videos. Thank you very much, Derpy Duck. Extremely kind that you enjoyed my Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas lore series. There's a lot more lore coming. I'm not by any means or stretch of the imagination done. A lot more to do. No Name says, I'm not saying your perfume is too strong. I'm just saying the canary was alive before you got here. Ooh. Is that what one miner said to the other miner? Jocelyn Ryan says, poor Ox would be so torn if they ever did a Fallout anime. No. We don't. No. Just why would you even bring that up? Why would you even imagine that? Jocelyn, why would that enter your mind? We just, no. I don't want anybody watching having this idea. We shall purge the last 15 seconds of show from our collective memories. 3, 2, 1, purged. It's gone. Jocelyn, you said nothing. Rachel says, I feel like once the show airs, you will be scouring the corners of eBay trying to locate very accurate props. I have a feeling you may be right, Rachel. Colonel 87th says, Ox, would you consider playing Hell from the Borderlands? It's funny, you're kind of human. Hell from the Borderlands, let's see. Hell from the Borderlands. I mean, I'm getting... Oh, Highway to Hell? The first main story mission of Borderlands? Well, I have people recommend Borderlands to me on almost a daily basis. Maybe I'll have to play it eventually. However, it's not currently on my list, on my short list. Edward Chapman says, Ox, I'm late and see the baby packing. Closed caption here's Kraken Rum and Apsulov. These things seem new. Well, the closed captions are almost correct. It's Kraken Rum, as in release the Kraken. Not crack and rum. It's not Kraken Rum. I'm not doing crack and rum. It's Kraken Rum. And yes, Apsulov will be a really interesting game. It's supposed to be mature, a lot of blood and gore, but it should be fun. Whatever Tube says, hey, when the Fallout show airs, don't forget us, please. Don't forget us, little people. We love you, bro. I'm not involved. I'm not involved in the show. I'm just going to say it one more time. Julian Z says, Ox, I do believe you about the Fallout show. I really do. However, that tiny part of me that hears, let me be absolutely clear. I'm not involved. Like you're saying, Amazon, see, I'm not breaking my NDA. No, look, if I really had signed an NDA, I would say something like this. I would probably say, about the Fallout TV show, I'm not at a liberty to disclose whether I am or am not involved. That's what I would say. But I'm flat out telling you that I'm not involved. I mean, either I'm telling the truth or I'm just lying to you now. And would I do that? Like, if I was involved, I'd tease you, right? I'd dangle a little something. I wouldn't commit to anything. I'd tease you a little bit. But I'm flat out denying it because I am not involved. There's no NDA. They have not reached out to me. I am not involved in the TV show at all. Colonel 87th says, I meant Tales from the Borderlands. Tales from the Borderlands? An episodic interactive comedy graphic novel sci-fi video game based on the Borderlands series. Oh. By Telltale Games. I see. Looks interesting. I might have to check it out. Wormy says, is the Kraken rum chewy today? Chewy? Rum is not chewy. I mean, unless you've let it out to evaporate. Then you're just sucking on molasses. Michael Yang says, do you think the Fallout games would be the same without Vault-Tec and the vaults? How do you think it would affect the next game if they were absent? Vault-Tec and the vaults are an absolutely essential part of any Fallout game. They help set the tone of pre-war America's corruption, pre-war America's lack of humanity. And exploring vaults have always been part of every Fallout game, right? I can't think of a Fallout game where we didn't explore a vault. I mean, even in Fallout Tactics, we explored a vault. So, yeah, it just wouldn't be the same. You gotta have a Pip-Boy. You gotta have a vault, right? You gotta have Fancy Lad snack cakes. Though, not really. You don't really have to have Fancy Lad snack cakes. You gotta have Nuka-Cola. There hasn't been a Fallout game without Nuka-Cola. Tim Judge, a Silver Oxen member for 26 months, says, hey, Ox, when you're on the Fallout show, can you stand on chickens as an inside message to us? To us Ox and Ox Body Pillow fans? Really? So you want me to walk into frame doing my exposition as, say, a traveling merchant and then casually, while talking with a ghoul, pull a chicken out of my backpack and stand on it to death? That's what you want. That's what you're literally asking for right now in chat as our little secret joke, our in-chat joke. You want me to stand on a chicken in the show? I'm not on the show. I'm not in the show. I'm not part of the show. If I was, I would stand on a chicken for you, okay? Wolf Dragon Tamer says, has anyone ever heard of the ventriloquist Jeff Dunham? I'm going to go see him later this year at the State Fair. Yeah, he's got a special on Netflix, doesn't he? Doesn't he have like a terrorist puppet that says, I kill you? Is that the same guy? All right, I'm going to refresh Facebook here as the chat appears to be stuck. Yeah, I missed a bunch. Kyle Warfield with a donation of stars on Facebook says, when you get an artist again, you should do an Oxhorn's Driving School Mundown edition. I do have the LA Noir edition shirt available on my shop. But yeah, the Mundown was fun. The Mover. Kyle Warfield with a donation of stars on Facebook says, I'm not doing crack and rum. We need to clip that. Legit, lol. Yeah, just tweet that at me later. Dave Scott with a very generous donation of stars on Facebook. Thank you so much. Benjamin F. with a super chat on YouTube says, have you ever seen the Nuka Break video? It's a Fallout short story made by fans. I've heard of it, but I have not seen it yet. Everyone recommends it to me, so I know I really need to go check it out. I just haven't had a chance yet. Struttin' Stray Cat with a super chat on YouTube says, if you had to choose, would you rather continue doing Fallout lore vids or your live gameplay streams, Scotch and smoke rings included? That's a hard choice. That's a really hard choice because on one hand, partially due to my live streams, I really don't have the time to make as many lore videos as I used to. If I cut all live streams out altogether, I'd probably be able to do 2 or 3 videos a week instead of the 1 a week that I'm able to do now. And yet at the same time, I don't get to interact with my community in the same way during my lore videos that I get to during the live streams. And for me, having the live streams are really, really fun. Not only because I'm playing new games all the time, but because I'm chatting with all of you, and now we've got all of our inside jokes, and it's a lot of fun for me personally. So it would be really difficult for me to choose between the two. I don't think I could. Which, of course, is why I'm doing both. I'm doing both for a reason. Julian Z says, Ox, I know, but couldn't you simply be like, no, I'm not involved, and move on instead of being so adamant about it, though? I do trust you. Wouldn't flat out lie to us. I would not flat out lie to you. Trust me. I'm telling the truth. I'm not involved. Tim Judge says, or wear chicken slippers. That would work. That's a great idea. I'll have to talk to props. I mean, I'd have to think about that if I were involved in the show, which I'm not. Wolf Dragon Tamer says, yes, same guy. Yes, same guy. Oh, yeah, the Jeff Dunham guy. Right. Thank you, Wolf Dragon Tamer. Tristan Fleet says, is it just me or can you not send companions to the Shrouds Manor? Well, it is a Creation Club creation, so I'm not sure if they program that in. When you're creating a Fallout 4 mod and you create a new player home, you basically start with the home plate template. And with home plate, you couldn't send companions to home plate. You can't send a companion to wait for you at home plate. So the mod author has to actually bring in some of the settlement code in order to make the player home allow you to send a companion to it. And I don't know if they ever did that for the Shrouds Manor. Robert Barnes says, every couple of months I tune into one of your live sessions. Love your videos, but one thing I noticed is you're looking super healthy. Not sure if you're actively working towards it, but you're looking good, Ox. Thank you, Robert Barnes. That's extremely kind. I am actually trying to work on it. I've got a bit of an exercise regimen, and I'm, watching what I eat. So I'm grateful that it's starting to become apparent. Rachel says, how did it feel sacrificing your hard-earned gold bullion you were saving for new power armor to buy a companion? It sucked. It was awful. But I knew I had to do it for the lore. As I'm going through the new episode for Steel Rain, and we are meeting some of the people who had interactions with Dr. Solomon. As soon as that character mentioned Doc Solomon, I was like, what? Who is this person? We haven't met Doc Solomon anywhere. Solomon Hardy. Why are they talking about? So I had to Google it only to discover that it was a companion that you could only get by paying 4,000 gold bullion for. Completely annoying. Just really, really annoying. I mean, I dislike gold bullion. I dislike farming gold bullion. I wish it didn't exist. I wish I could explore all of the companions in a game that I paid full price for. But no, I've got to farm gold bullion for it. Really annoying. And now all my gold bullion is gone, and I get to do that all over again. Jocelyn Ryan says, we know you wouldn't casually be standing on a chicken. You'd be too busy being a background character being attacked by stinking wolves. Yeah, I mean, if I were involved in the Fallout show, I want to die horribly. Being killed by stinking wolves, or better yet, ghouls in wolf costumes. Because when the bombs dropped, they were cosplaying as werewolves at a convention. Yeah? Stinking wolves. Not that that's a plot of a Fallout TV show or anything. I made it up on the fly just now. Just to be clear. No Name says, you can tell us that you're involved with the show. You don't have to be so evasive about it. Phew, evasive about it. Oh. David Scott with a donation of stars on Facebook. Thank you, David. This is me turning away from YouTube chat right now. I'm focusing on Facebook now. Fran Green with a donation, very generous donation of stars on Facebook, says, you aren't involved as a consultant. They are just watching your videos to make sure everything is accurate. I mean, that's what they're there for. That's what they're there for. They can do that if they want to. Kyle Warfield says, imagine it, a scene in the show where there's a guy tending to their horse. Then Oxhorn walks up to the horse, punches it in the face, and yells, you're supposed to be extinct. Oh, that's brilliant. They had better not have horses in the Fallout TV show. If they make that mistake, but you know, Obsidian made that mistake. Did you know that Obsidian, when they were producing Fallout 76, made the horse mistake? It's on the cover of All Roads. If you take a look at the All Roads comic that they published with the deluxe edition of Fallout New Vegas, the artist has horses on it, right? And they didn't catch it until they had all been printed. I think it was Joshua Sawyer who talked about this on a podcast at some point. This is the frustrating thing. I mean, I love Obsidian and I love Fallout New Vegas, but the idea that they didn't make mistakes is just wrong. Like, they make mistakes. Like Bethesda makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, including Obsidian. They got the horse thing wrong. They got the date of Nuka-Cola wrong, right? Everyone makes mistakes. It's okay to be human. Robert Barnes says, death by Radroach on the show, lol. I mean, I want to die in a more exciting way than by Radroach. Ghouls in wolf costumes would really work for me. Whatever Tube says, you talk to the writers about the Chinese power armor if they ever... Oh, God. If they had Chinese power armor and they approached me looking for consulting, which they have not done, I would, of course, talk to them about Chinese-themed power armor. Nonsense says, Ox is saying, the only good way to get rid of a furry is with fire. I mean, your words, not mine. Where we're at. 2 minutes and we start the game. 2 minutes and we start the game. No Name says, New Vegas crashes if you look at it wrong. It does, but to be fair, it's because it's on Fallout 3's engine. They actually made significant improvements to the Fallout 3 game engine when they published Fallout 76. So it's a bit more stable than the original Fallout 3 is on modern computers. Tim Judge says, do you have a city/area you're hoping it's set? I'd love to see Canada. I'd love to see Mexico. Because both of those are close enough to the American border that we can still maintain some of the Americana that the Fallout series is known for, while also exploring something a bit more exotic. However, I doubt they'll do both of those. Instead, I'm thinking it'll probably, be in Middle America or Texas or someplace. I mean, Seattle would be a great place because it's far enough north of California that it would make sense that the events that happened in Seattle would be disconnected from the events that happened in Fallouts 2, 1, and New Vegas, right? And yet, it would still be part of the continental United States, and we would have a giant metropolis to explore. So Seattle is really an ideal location for a Fallout game or a Fallout TV show. Vicky T says, Ox says, you're supposed to be extinct. Punch kills horse wanderer. Well, now they are. I killed the last horse. Scotty P says, furry ghouls. Really? I know. Could they get any worse? Riker 1138 says, how do you explain the cat then? Riker? What? I gotta scroll up to see your previous comment so I can connect the two. Explain the cat? What are you talking about, Ranker? I don't know what you're talking about. How do I explain the cat? I'm not sure. A lot of people in the chat saying Texas. Yeah, I mean, Texas would be great, but Fallout Brotherhood of Steel was set in Texas. Now, it's not canonical because it was a really bad game, but I mean, it was already set there, right? So maybe they would revisit it in a new Fallout game. I wouldn't be sad if they did in Texas. I think Texas needs a good a good Fallout game, right? I mean, we touched on a little bit of the Western theme in Fallout New Vegas, and that was really popular. It really hit home with a lot of people to really go full-on Western post-apocalyptic. I mean, it's perfect, right? Cowboys, post-apocalyptic nuclear wasteland go together like saltines and chocolate sauce. Did anyone else have that snack growing up or just me? Tim Judge says, and it would make the commute to filming easier? God. Oh, I'm not involved. I am not involved in this show. I don't know how many times I can say it. Ranker says cats were also supposed to be extinct. I see what you're saying because that was a side comment by Cassidy in Fallout 2, or was it a ghoul? Or maybe it was that one ghoul who we got the sex doll for in Fallout 2. So the thing with cats is there is such a thing as an unreliable narrator, right? And when you meet a character in the Fallout universe, they might not be telling the truth. So if somebody casually says, cats are extinct, right? If you run into a ghoul in California who says cats are extinct, he is not God. He doesn't know if cats are extinct. Cats might be extinct in the town where he came from. Cats might be extinct in the neighborhood where he lives. Cats might even be extinct in the state where he lives. But he doesn't know if cats are extinct globally, and he has no way of knowing. And so he has no business saying that unless he's an unreliable narrator. So anytime a character says something that he shouldn't be able to say, the developers don't really have to go along with that. That's not canon. Just because some ghoul said something about the state of the universe doesn't mean that that really is actually the state of the universe in the entire Fallout universe. The problem with the horse thing is that that was established by the narrator, by the omniscient narrator of the game all the way back during the events of Fallout 1. And I think it was actually in the development notes of the game where they flat out said that horses are extinct, which was their way of explaining why everyone was walking around on foot in Fallout 1. Oh, well, the horse is extinct, right? That wasn't some character saying that horses are extinct. That was a developer of the game saying that in this universe, horses are extinct. That is why that has to be followed by all subsequent Fallouts. But some character... Vicky T says, Mr. House said that cats are extinct, Ox. Well, the problem is that Mr. House has been asleep in a cryotube for nearly 200 years. Mr. House managed to save New Vegas from the bombs, but he doesn't know what's going on the east coast of the United States. He doesn't know what's going on in Europe or in Africa. He doesn't know that cats are extinct. Even someone as powerful as Mr. House has no way of knowing that cats are extinct. As far as he knows, cats are extinct in Vegas. But he can't say that cats are extinct in Vault 81, where I think this comment is coming from. Because we have to remember, the cat we found in Fallout 4 came from a vault. Came from Vault 81. who's to say cats, even if they were extinct elsewhere in the entire world, were not extinct in vaults, right? Jocelyn Ryan, a gold oxen, a member for 22 months, says, furry ghoul waifus. There, I made it worse. Ugh. Yes, you did. Congratulations. Rachel, with a super chat, says, what are the biggest 3 atrocities the show could commit? Chinese with power armor, time travel. I don't know, what else? A tie-in manga. Those are the 3 greatest atrocities the show could commit. Lord Kragan became a bronze ox. Thank you, Lord Kragan. Blightman became a bronze ox. Thank you, Blightman. SSKI says, Fallout, Wisconsin. Cheese, beer, underground biolabs everywhere. Yeah, that'd be great. I'd play that game. Josh Bunton says, Ox the cat from Vault 81 in Fallout 4. Yeah, but again, as I said, the cat came from a vault. Vaults survived the nuclear apocalypse, therefore would not have gone extinct. Right? Jared Shover says, I think it's going to be set in Chicago. They can't because Fallout Tactics was set in Chicago. Austin Overegg says, why hasn't Fallout Games made it so you can play as a super mutant or ghoul as the main character? Such wasted potential. I have a sneaking suspicion that Fallout 76 will let us do that in the future. I don't know for sure. I haven't heard this anywhere. But in my mind, in my heart, I think, like, they've got to. You can't play as a member of Vault 76 forever. I mean, it's been 3 or 4 years, and every character has been from Vault 76, and that's been fine. But at some point, you're going to have to open it up to other races, right? I guess the big problem is that the primary plot of Fallout 76 comes from the perspective of a vault dweller stumbling upon the remains of Appalachia, a vault dweller with the overseer developing a vaccine for Appalachia. And I guess it would be hard to bring other races in and maintain all of the quests currently in the game. If they did bring in ghouls and they did bring in playable super mutants for the character to play, those characters wouldn't be able to do any of the existing quests. Or the existing quests would have to be rewritten to allow them to do them. And that would just be way too much work. So if they did bring in other races, they would have to make quests just for those races, I think. But they're going to have to do it at some point. Kyle Warfield says, if they set it in Detroit, not only would they have access to Canada, but a lot of the city already fits the Fallout look. Trust me, I'm from there. Well, you said it, not me. And to be fair, we never actually explore Chicago in Fallout Tactics, right? We see the ruins of Chicago in the opening cinematic to Fallout Tactics, but we never actually go there. So I suppose you could set the TV show in Chicago. Josh Bunton says, Ox, I agree. At the time you were asking about what cat? Lol, yeah, no, you're right. That's what happens when I see a comment that was posted a while ago. Garrett McFadden with a donation of stars on Facebook says, last question, just thought about it. Gave you played any games that you have done in any downtime? For example, Cyberpunk, Days Gone, in Killing Hordes, Deathloop, or even Elden Ring? No, the only game I ever play... I'll take that back. There are 2 games I sometimes play in my downtime. The first is Dark Souls, which I actually have made significant progress in. And the other is Overwatch. If I just want to kill time, I'll play a game or 2 of Overwatch. Obi-Wan Kenny says, there is a pet cat at Abernathy Farm. Ah, you're right. Either it's a descendant of one of the cats from Vault 81, or cats are not extinct in the Fallout universe, and House had no way of knowing that they were extinct in the Fallout universe. He was simply wrong, and House has been wrong before. No Name says, furry ghoul waifus with Oxhorn body pillows. The most disgusting things I can think of right now. Thank you for that one, No Name. Struttin' Stray Cat says, have you come up with your own Fallout fan fiction that could become a book or video game? No, I haven't, but I would love to have the opportunity sometime. Also, he says, is Ron Perlman God in the Fallout universe? No, he's just an omnipotent narrator. So the only person he actually played is the newscaster at the very beginning of Fallout 4. So if Ron Perlman is a real character in the Fallout universe, he's that newscaster at the beginning of Fallout 4. But in terms of a disembodied voice, he's just a narrator. He's breaking the fourth wall and speaking to us, the player, to bring us into the Fallout universe. But he doesn't actually exist in the Fallout universe. Canuck82 says, Fallout 4 Midwest map, I think, has a cat ranch. Not in Fallout Tactics. Trying to think. I mean, there was that one unmarked location in Fallout 4, the hut with all of the cats in it. But, I don't remember a cat ranch. Bebops100 says, hey Ox, if you're still looking for a game, you might want to try Breath Edge. It is a very funny game that has a small Mass Effect Easter egg. Breath Edge. Ooh. Very positive reviews. Looks good. Gwendolyn, a Silver Ox and a member for 14 months, says game time. Yes, it is game time, but you guys keep having these wonderful questions. I'm trying to get through as many of them as I can before I start the game. Dana L. Stone says, hey Ox, my old Facebook account got hacked and I had to get a brand new account. I hated Mr. House. You were right. House saved New Vegas, but never knew what was going on with the world. I went with NCR. Yeah, I mean, I admire Mr. House to a certain extent. Because he really does want to save the world, only because he's in it. And yet at the same time, his only focus is Vegas because he's in it. So he doesn't really want to save the world. He wants to save Vegas. And that's great, but there's a lot more to the world than just Vegas. And that's why I ultimately went with the NCR. Ghost Boner, a Silver Ox and a member for 19 months, says, Texas would be fun, especially near Amarillo, because of Pentex, the main nuclear weapon assembly plant in the United States. Had extended family who worked there. I mean, that makes it a very compelling location for a Fallout game. Tim Judge says, I'm curious about Hawaii in the Fallout universe. So am I. That would be a fun location to explore. All right, let me refresh Facebook really quickly, make sure I didn't miss anything. And I did. Robin, with a donation of stars, says, I have been watching your New Vegas playthrough, and I meant to ask you, what is a hulking tunneler? You're fighting some of them while discussing something. They come from the Lonesome Road DLC. Basically, the Divide opened up the Earth and released them out into the world. And a hulking tunneler is just another mutated creature, unique to the Divide at the time that we meet them during the events of the Lonesome Road. Canuck says you can buy cat meat at that location in Fallout 4. Yes, you can. Cat meat in the Fallout universe. All right, and with that, I'm all caught up on your super chats and your donations of stars. Let's get the game going. Wolf Dragon Tamer says, I've seen a video where someone used clippings on a New Vegas slide screen to show a character based on Ron Perlman named Ron the Narrator, I think. Actually, that's not a mod. Basically, the way that they shot the narration sequence in Fallout 4 is they actually had a small room where they created an NPC whom they named Ron the narrator, and they simply had him speak the narration during the Fallout 1 intro. If you watch my video on House, you'll see that I had my own narrator reading a newsreel, and that's because in Fallout 4, I used console commands to clip my character into that room where Ron the narrator read the newscast at the very beginning of Fallout 4. So I've been there, and you can actually go there in the game if you can use console commands. All right. Apsulov, End of Gods. It's supposed to be a Norse-themed horror game, but also like a modern one with science and technology and stuff. So this will be really interesting. Let's go to options. General. Audio logs, yes. Crosshairs, subtitles, button hints, head bobbing, sure. Controls, invert, no. Toggle, no. Toggle, look sensitivity. We'll keep that the same. Key bindings. Don't think I want to change any of that. Graphics. I turned off motion blur. We'll see if that becomes a problem later on. Everything else is set to very high. Gamma. Gamma's looking good. General. Hold on a second. Okay. Let's go play. New game. Seer is for seekers of story without a constant risk of death. Viking is for seekers of story, adventure, and challenge. Berserk is for the individual who doesn't fear death. And God is locked to us. Complete the game first. Can I change this at any time? I'd hate to pick one and not be able to change it. So let's go Viking. If it's too easy, we can always try to increase the difficulty later. Mothership Zeta.
So, slightly linked. Her responses and cognitive abilities seem to work as intended. Good morning, my dear. Now, fair streets.
Ew, what is that sound effect?
Still a bit weak, I see. Not very surprising.
What is she choking on? Ugh.
Who are you?
Repeat that, my dear. I didn't quite catch it.
Who are you?
Whoa!
Where am I?
Seems your throat muscles need some time to recover. I'll fix that for you later. Otherwise, this whole procedure would have been a waste of my precious time. Let us continue. Can you see the light? There's something waiting for you there.
All right, so we're in a room surrounded by stone heads. There's a computer bathed in light over there, a computer over there, and a desk over there. Let's see if we can walk around. We should probably go to the light. This stone head is like fading away. It's eroding. Lucky Babcack says, I personally love the Mr. House birthday video you made. Thank you. I had so much fun with that. And Bebops says, one thing to note in Fallout 4 and 76, none of the cats are ever mutated. That's true, but...
That's the lock. Find the key that unlocks it.
That's true, but not all creatures in the Fallout universe are mutated. That was easy. Insert key.
Good. Now, over to the next light. Lesson. Remember the numbers 1, 4, 3, 6. There you go. Now, over to the last light.
Where am I?
Stop talking already. I can't understand you before your phone has been unplugged. So stop talking.
Whoa!
Related. Get over there.
Don't scream at me, dude.
This happened. There you are. Now you can see what we see. Now stop acting out this ridiculous drama and use your gift.
No! What the hell did you do to me?
Shut up, you out. Understand me? Stop straining you already weak throat. You will never see. If that happens, then you will usually see me, and I will be forced to reuse the worthless hunk of me. Not even worthy of being incinerated. Now, use that gift that I granted you, and choose your sign. Show me who you are.
F, the sight on off. S, H, does it matter? Is this important? Cross, whatever that is, diamond.
Not dead, you not hear what I...
X,
My dear, find your sign.
D. What's my sign? Let's go with X, I guess.
By the souls of the dead. I refuse to believe it. The failure. This is all that I have created. And this moment has become through history.
I don't...
Not for you. So won't you? I'll fix you later.
Yikes. Blightman says, well, hello, Okan. Hello and greetings from Brazil. One thing that I found interesting from Fallout 4 is that 200 years after the big kaboom, nature hasn't thrived. Yeah, well, depending on where you are, but yeah, nature seems to have gotten worse, if Fallout 76 is anything to base that on, as the years went on. Ooh. Hello. Okay, so I failed the test. I was supposed to choose my sign, and I chose the wrong sign. I wonder if it was possible for me to choose the right one. Alright, both of these hatches have writing on the inside. Let's try the one that doesn't have the button.
Alice, I pray to Odin that you safely find this and that your escape is successful. You have to hurry. As soon as the spirit notices, he will come after you, and I don't know what he will do to you. The myth has taken control over everything. You have to find me right away. Use your sight to look for the symbols that will guide you to me.
Message saved by Ross Personal Digital Assistant.
Bifrost Digital Assistant. Interesting. Wasn't Bifrost the name of the bridge that led between Asgard and Midgard? Home screen, audio logs. Alright, use the sight. I mean, the hatches just opened up. Six, 725. I can't read that. So if we weren't told what our...
Message from War Corporation. Surface outbound.
This is Dr. Yang. What the fuck are you doing down there? Why the fuck did you seal the entrance? Tell Dr. Anderson to shut it down immediately. The roots are spreading to populated areas. People are dying. I know you people are behind this. Shut it down right now. Creatures are coming through.
Message received at 9:32, 15th of August, 2027.
27. Okay, so we're in the future. I wonder what would have happened had we chosen the right symbol. Presumably one of those symbols was our personal historical symbol, and it's just chance that we chose the wrong one. I wonder what would have happened had we chosen the right one. Toxic Sean says, "Hey Ox, is there any lore behind Fallout 3 and Green Haze, New Vegas and its environment, and why Fallout 76 is so lush and colorful, and why color TVs in Fallout 76? They haven't explained the color TVs in Fallout 76. The lushness of Appalachia might have something to do with the Gek from Vault 94, which, of course, we know was the source of the Strankler vines, but that wasn't confirmed. We really don't have an explanation for that. As for the Green Haze in Fallout 3, the only explanation I can think of is that as the capital of the United States of America, it suffered worse than any other city we've explored, with the possible exception being Pittsburgh. Certainly Boston. Like, it was nuked harder than Boston, which might explain why everything is still irradiated during the events of Fallout 3. Dong Ho Choi says, apparently the correct choice is H, but seems like only consequence is different dialogues. Got you. Thank you, Dong Ho Choi. All right, so he made a radio message asking for us to turn something off, but we couldn't do anything. The marker on the ground told us to go this way and to go that way, so we'll follow the marker. Ooh. What is this? We got tentacles. Oh, crap. Oh, I don't need this. I really don't need this. Oh, I'm getting Alien Isolation vibes. Oh, I'm going the other way. Oh, no. What the hell was that? Okay. Where's the mark? There's a gap over there, but what's this? Save spot.
A soul stone activated. And by you, I thought you were supposed to stay put, my dear. Instead, like the ungrateful waste of life that you are, you decided to leave my merciful embrace. A decision you will regret in the dark.
Ooh, there are bodies coming out of this slime. What is this totem? Crickets! Run away! Keep running! Just run this way. I don't even know where to go. What was that? Is there stealth in this game? Let it recharge a bit. Okay, well, where do I run to? There. What's over here? Is there any point to exploring? Or am I just supposed to stay alive? Do I get in trouble if I explore? I'm running! Jump! Screw you guys! Oh.
Basement 1, lower cooling.
Of course, they're making me take an elevator with one. Oh, and it's a long elevator.
Upper cooling.
Okay. Which one? No. All right, need to pay attention to chat. Lots flying by while I've been preoccupied with what has turned out to be a pretty startling game. The Easy Life says, good evening, Ox. Any plans to play Elden Ring? My wife loves it for the challenge, but I'm prone to rage when I can't progress because everything is out to kill me. Hope you and the family are well. Thanks. I played the Elden Ring. I streamed 2 episodes of it here on the channel. And, you know, it's a Souls-type game. I really want to go through the others first before I feel comfortable playing another Souls-type game. I am compelled by it. Maybe it's something I would enjoy in my spare time if I wasn't playing so many other games. Vince M., a Gold Ox and a member for 28 months, says, "Hey Ox, hope you're having a good evening. Your videos just keep getting better and better. Thank you for all you do. Cheers." Thank you very much for the kind comment. Ranker says this is apparently a sequel to a game called Unforgiving, A Northern Hymn. Oh dear. Well, I hope they tell us enough about the story during the course of this one. What is that? Collectible found. What's the collectible? Hello. Blood. Oh, great. Oh, blood, great. Butcher Pete, chopping that meat, says, "I see folks have asked you if you'll play the Batman Arkham series. If it's not your thing, Ox, you could always play Batman the Telltale series. Take a browse." Maybe I will. I don't typically do superhero games, but maybe it's something I should explore in the future.
I've been leading my team to go through the routes to fetch artifacts for Warcorp for over 3 months now. I know it's not my place to question my orders, but I can no longer deem transportation through the routes as safe. It wasn't a problem when I thought the other worlds were inhabited and dead. But last time Team 4 went through, we were fully armed, and still only half of us came back. And these roots, they're still spreading. Before the power of the gods, we are nothing.
By the way, I need to end the program at around 10 o'clock Pacific, my time. That's in about an hour. Just enough time to get a taste for this game. We'll give it a thorough playthrough next week. There are more events up there, but the symbols take us this way. Ooh, another face. Whoa, to certain death, if not for my super sight. Could go down there. What is down here? What is this place? Fascinating. Up the ladder, I guess. That way. Dead end. Well, now that I know there are collectibles, I'm gonna scour every corner to try and find them. I'm enjoying this music so far. Ooh, blood spatter on the ground.
Do you see? She left because she hates you. She left you all alone here. If you don't want to be alone forever, you need to get her back from me. Can you do that? Go get her back. Make your father proud.
Oh, was that a giant awful dog? And is he now hunting me?
Stupid, disgusting creature.
Ali Shack says, "Hey Ox, nearly 5 a.m. in the UK and I haven't been able to get to sleep. First Scotch and smoke rings I've ever been able to catch live, though, even though I'm a longtime viewer, so there's a positive. Hey, longtime viewer, glad you decided to come by and leave me a comment, and I'm glad you're catching me live tonight, though I do hope you get some sleep. I know what it's like to be unable to sleep, and it's miserable." That interference. Mr. Master Chief 1594 says, "Hey Oxhorn, how have you been? I'm doing great, doing multitask, watching your stream and playing Far Cry 6 right now, and was thinking, will you try this Far Cry franchise? I don't know. Far Cry has been recommended to me on a number of occasions. Maybe I will." Crap. I am so getting Alien Isolation vibes from this, and that's a good thing. Alien Isolation was such a great game. Oh, I don't want that dog to come for me. Oh, do we go out there? Hey, secret. Collectible found. Don't know what the collectibles do, though. Six, 725. Can I squeeze through there? No. Bore core. Seven 913. 7913. What's that code for? 7913? Am I missing like a chest or something?
Floor 1, lobby.
That's it. TSW says, "Hey Ox, forgot to ask during the Q&A, but I'm about to paint my first 40K Space Marine. I remember you said that you used to paint them. You have any tips?" Oh man, okay, sorry, I got to take this opportunity. I was so into painting models and figurines when I was a kid. I wish I could do it as an adult. I loved it so much. Okay, here's my tips. You want to take a little bit of sandpaper, really kind of fine sandpaper, and sand it nice and smooth before you start getting into it. That way you get all the little casting lines off and you get all the pits and grooves done. You might even want to get a filler. If you see any imperfections in the figurine, fill in those imperfections with a little bit of filler. Then do one thin coat of primer, usually black. A black primer is always usually a good base coat. Not too thick, just one thin coat. Let it dry completely. Then get in there with your airbrush and do all of the big swaths of armor. You know, the shoulder pieces, the big parts that don't have a lot of detail. And if you do something that has a lot of detail, like the abs on a chest piece or something that has weather, use the airbrush lightly because you want to leave the black within the grooves to give it some contrast. And in that situation, you may want to take a little brush and just give it a light dusting. Get a glob of paint on the brush, then wipe most of the paint off on some paper towel and lightly brush over it so to leave the pigment on the raised surfaces and leave the black in the deep grooves there, right? Then you can take a fine brush and do all of the trim, you know, gold trim around the pauldrons or whatever, or the detail of the face, and then let the entire thing dry before you get those decals on. And then some real needle nose pliers for the decals. Let the decals soak in water until they all get loose. And then some tweezers, some really fine needle nose tweezers. Don't use your finger. No. We don't use our fingers for decals. That leaves a thumbprint, and that just mars an otherwise perfect figurine. Now, use some tweezers to gently lift them out and place them on maybe a little eyedropper with one drop of liquid to kind of, you put the decal on the pauldron, then you drop one drop of liquid to sort of let it soak up, and then use the tweezers to shift it into place, and then just let it air dry. Maybe a little paper towel or something to dab it to soak up the excess liquid, and then you've got your decal on. And let it dry, and then you're good to go. And then, of course, if you are going to do a character, you want to make sure that the stand he stands on looks good. So once it's painted, or even before it's painted if you want to, put a little bit of glue on the base and then crumble some little rocks on there and then maybe some grass. Make him look like he's standing in a grassy patch or something, you know? I mean, man, when I was a kid, I was so into this stuff. Not much anymore. I haven't had a chance. It's been 20 some odd years, but I was super into it when I was younger. Robert Barnes says, would you consider a once a week / once a month night dedicated to like an hour or two of painting figurines? Seems like something you love, and there's definitely a community yearning for it. Man, I love it. I'm out of practice. It's been a really long time since I've painted anything, but I mean, I would love to do that on camera. That would be so much fun.
Floor 2, artifact research.
Artifact research. Immortality. So that's what they do. They make people immortal. That's right, the dog is out there somewhere looking for us. Oh, blood spatter on the ground. What's over here? I gotta find out. Into the dark. Oh, okay. There's a guy walking around. Find a way to open the airlock. What have we here? Artifact research.
Dr. Lisa Svensson, Supervisor, Day 3 of tablet analysis. We received several stone tablets from Front Alfheim with inscriptions apparently symbolizing the 9 realms of the World Tree. Initial analysis shows that the tablet emits an energy field boosting cell regeneration. End of note.
So researching Norse artifacts to find a way to commercialize immortality. Did that one not work? No, it did. It did. It did. Well, which way? They're not giving me a marker. Oh. This leads back to the other room, doesn't it? No, it doesn't.
Mythology Research, Note 6. The expeditions to Asgard have proven fruitful yet again. The team brought back several shields that seem to possess a number of strange capabilities which are completely out of our control. According to the myth, these shields seem to have belonged to the winged creatures known as Valkyries. The mission of these creatures were to bring dead warriors to an afterlife in Valhalla, and must have possessed enormous powers.
So wait, they've been to Asgard? Okay, this is the way out. But there's a lot I didn't explore. Pardon me.
skulle aldri kommet hit.
Like, how do I get to that loot? Collectible. Okay. I think that's all I missed. Is it just me or is the audio kind of low, says Axon Media Seattle? It's not just you. I forgot to turn it back up. Let me do that now. There you go. Daddy of One says, hello, Oxhorn and chat. Sorry I'm late. Did I miss anything good? You missed the very beginning of the new game. So you may want to scrub back a bit to see where we began. TSW says, awesome. Thanks for the tips. I'm really excited. I'll ask Keisha to tweet you pictures once done. I don't have Twitter. I applied gray primer, so the sanding and black primer will have to be for next time. Yeah, no worries. No worries. It's gray primer is still a really good color to start with because it's going to make the background textures pop better than a white primer would. And we came from here. Yeah, that was the safe spot. So no way to get in there. There's a door over there. Screw you, dude! What? That's what I thought. You can't climb, can you? Well, now I can open doors. You okay, dude? No, he's dismembered. Sorry, buddy. I'm gonna leave you be for now. Julian Z says, oh man, all this talk of the Bifrost and the World Tree and tomorrow God of War. I'm noticing a theme, Ox. Are you using these games as an excuse to flex your Norse myth knowledge? Lol. Regardless, it's fun. I'm not really. I mean, I don't know a lot. I know a little bit about Norse myth, but I don't know a lot. I don't know as much as I would like. Oh, we're back here. They're speaking Swedish. The developers of this game are Swedish. Oh god, Wolf just dated, dude. Butcher Pete chopping that meat says a mummy covered in chocolate and nuts has been discovered in Egypt. Archaeologists believe it may be a Pharaoh Roche. You're looking good, my husky friend. Oh, thank you, Butcher Pete. So kind. Let me refresh Facebook here, see if I missed anything. All right, and back to the game. Okay, but now that we have the hand, is there anything back here that we need to open? That's where the dog was. If I recall, there was someone walking around over here. Nope, that just leads back to the elevator. All right. And the dog ate the guy that was walking around over here.
mythology research, note 1. Sarah has shown me a lot of the myths surrounding the ancient objects we have recovered. Just like assumed, most of these stories corresponds only a little with the true events of the past. Giants and fire giants are very much like the descriptions, but the Vanir and Aesir gods differ a lot from their noble fairy tale versions. Some stories are not even close to as gruesome as they are in real life. More of these stories later.
Fascinating. This is going to be the perfect game to play before we do God of War on Friday. Two 7 3 4 5 5 7 2 7 3 4. Back into the vines. Pardon me. Okay, did we just walk into this giant wormhole? I guess so. Oh, great. Spiders. Oh, no. They don't seem to want to attack me. Crap! Oh
Oh shit, what am I doing? Come on. Just a little bit further.
I guess that was scripted. Okay. Robert Barnes says the sound effects are grossing me out. Yeah, me too.
If I would have been 5 seconds late, the demons would have torn you apart. The great Odin spared your life, but left you broken. But that's okay, because I fixed you. No, you know what? I made you better. Remarkable, isn't it?
What?
No, you stay down. The anesthetics haven't left your system yet.
Oh, my head.
Okay, let's see here. beach should be fine. I prepared the tissue. Yeah, I gave the bone structure a checkup as well. And the arm? How does it feel? Strange feeling, isn't it? When it's bonding to you. I know. I have a few of my own. Anyway, I have much to prepare. You rest for now.
Okay. Those spiders had human torsos.
Henrik, look at her. It's Alice.
The injuries she suffered and survived. It's not human.
That doesn't mean she's not.
Who are you?
By Odin.
My voice.
She even sounds like... Yes. Yes. I fixed your voice. And your arm.
Who are you? What's going on?
I'm Henrik Anderson, the CEO of Borcorp. The voice you're hearing is my wife, Sarah. She's up on the surface well.
Unfortunately,
You and I are stuck down here.
the things happening down there are happening up here as well. And it's getting worse by the minute.
What did you do to me?
I brought you back from Helheim.
Henrik, calm down. The journey to save her almost killed you. I don't want to lose you. Since she already has the prosthetic installed, tell her about it.
Fine. Your new arm holds great power. Charged by Atrium, it can channel a magnificent force. It's based upon ancient knowledge uncovered by my wife.
And brought into fruition by Henrik. The arm is called Jerngreper.
You brought a hand with you. Use the Jerngreper to extract the RFID from it. You'll gain access to all doors with that level of security clearance. Now try it. Scan the hand on the table and then use it downstairs on the lock.
I know this is a lot to ask, but we're not taking this lightly. Please. I'll tell you more as you go.
Okay. Go down first. Oh, that's one. And that's still locked to us. Okay.
Earthquakes are getting far too frequent. The roots are spreading faster. Please hurry. I'll show you all the things you need to know.
3. No. 1.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. You can hear me as long as our radio can reach your Bifrost system. Ahead of you is your first obstacle. A service hatch that can usually only be opened from the inside, unless you're an engineer. However, Jerngreper can open the tunnels in an unconventional way. But first, you need power. You should find an Atrium upgrade in a nearby room.
Pulse! What did that do?
That right there is a small atrium cell that can power the arm. Insert it in the arm, get back to the service hatch, and fire a burst at it to fry the lock circuits. And don't forget to refill your power with the power station on the wall before you move on.
It's like a fusion core. Cool. Okay, refill with the thing on the arm, on the wall.
If you collect enough upgrades for Jerngripper, you can activate the weapon inside it.
Cool.
Ahead and above you, there's another obstacle you can overcome with Jerngripper. Use your sight to find the ladder's control panel. Aim at it and fire a directed burst to lower the ladder.
Okay.
Since Jerngripper is relying on atrium power cells, your life might be depending on not running out. There is another, larger power cell that you can carry with you at all times. Collect the power cells. Anytime you want to use them, activate your Bifrost personal display system for instructions and to keep track of how many you've collected.
1. Two. Okay. Okay, cool. So that's a dispenser. So I've got 5 backup. Okay. So the discs recharge the fuel cells, kind of like the wall-mounted refuel stations that I have found. The tiny cells that look like fuses are my ultimate capacity. All right, this is door number 2. We can't get in there.
Ahead of you, you will find a door that is locked with an RFID signature you don't have. But now, that won't be a problem for you. It's the same as the earlier electronics, but the mechanics of the door needs a little finesse. Use your sight to see the mechanics inside the door and time the burst to get through.
Dot, 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 dot. Dot, 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 dot. Okay, what about the door down here? empty. Collectible. It cost me heavily, though. It cost me 3. Hey. Oh, yeah. And that sets me back up to 5. Looks like my maximum capacity for these is 5. $5 ml? Am I supposed to be remembering these or what?
Okay, everything seems to be working again. Where were we? Right. Our world, Midgard, is sharing its existence with 8 other worlds that are all connected by something known in the legends as Yggdrasil, the World Tree.
When we started researching the travel between worlds, we used technology to tap into a magical artifact known in the legends as the Apsulov, controller of the roots of Yggdrasil. This made it possible for us to safely travel to other worlds. Then, something came through one of the roots. The spirit. It took control of the Apsulov and our systems, causing an emergency override. The facility was completely sealed, and the roots started spreading.
We need to reverse this by collecting the 9 artifact keys originally made to control the artifact and the roots it brings forth. But Henrik has traveled too much unprotected. He almost died when he saved you, and wouldn't survive going through another route. You are literally our only hope of stopping this. Without those keys, the roots and nightmares will take over our world. The fire giants will...
Sarah!
Wait, Henrik, I'm losing connection again.
Sarah? Shit! Listen, we know the location of one of the keys. Ahead of you is a route that will take you to Niflheim, the ice world. Every moment, the roots spread further into Midgard, so find the key and come back here as soon as possible. Please, hurry!
Plot! Alright, I think I got it. I'll be right back. Quick bio break. Be back soon. Thank you for your patience. Let me refresh Facebook real quick. There we go. So my backup reserves of power is limited to 5 when I'm at a dispenser, but if I find another one, I can't exceed my 5 cap. Even more. Three. Oh, I can't see the internal door mechanics. So I can only hack one door level above the passcode that I have. I can't open this, but I can jolt it. Alright, 2 paths. Hey. One gives me a collectible. The other way. Two paths. Three. Eight. God. Pardon me. All right, so that's the route that takes me to Jotunheim. World of the Ice Giants. Here we go. Whoa. Quite a drop. Dang. Scotty P on YouTube, a bronze ox and a member for 5 months, says this game reminds me of Prey 2006. Check it out, Ox.
Message for Dr. Henrik Anderson. Dr. Brian Roberts, Niflheim Operations Supervisor. Minor progress report on Niflheim Outpost N502. Construction is moving along according to schedule. Procedures after the complete destruction of N498 are implemented and seems to be working. building is strictly held to crevices. The amount of noise is held to a minimum, and outposts are working 24/7 to avoid the attention of the natives. However, the morale is very strained after the 48 casualties at N498. Worst of all are the sounds of the natives. It travels for miles through the infinite night and fog in this dead landscape. It just chills you to the core.
Oh, God. It's dark. Super dark. Well, if we're in Jotunheim, are we going to go to Helheim? What creatures, what natives exist in Helheim? Oh dear. We're going to find a giant. I hear stomping feet. Oh, God. That's a big giant. Oh my God. Let's not get their attention. So the ice has encroached upon this structure. So I don't have to hack that one. What is this? What? Wow, we just appeared in an office. A snowy office. Huh. Even though this is door number 2, I can't hack it. Whoa. Alright, so we came from there. Good
don't know how much more of this I can take. You have to send someone to find another route. My feet are starting I can't feel them anymore.
Recharge station. Extra disc. Let's see. The best way to go about this. Hey! Seven. All right. Should I be concerned that there's blood spatter all the way down this ladder? Probably. Can I increase difficulty? I'm starting to think that I probably could have done Berserker difficulty, but I don't think I can increase game difficulty. Oh, wait, yeah. Let's try Berserker. I can always change it back if I need to. There's a door over there. See that? There's a door on the other side. New sire? Yeah, there's a door there. Now we're up to 4. All right. Oh! What is that? Return with find Apsulov key in Niflheim. 2. That's the second key card. Yes, I don't have to hack it anymore. did I get? RFID key number 2. Should be able to open this now. Hey, collectible. I wasted 3 attempts on that. Doggone, I gotta get better at it. This puts me back in this room. Okay, I need to go down. This graffiti wasn't there before. Kill me. K-I-L-L-M-E. Kill me. Oh, I shouldn't have used my discs. Doggone it. Kill me again. That looks like an elevator. Any other lockers? No. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, is there a pattern? It goes north, south, east, or west, east. Okay, I think I got through without the giant seeing me. Did I leave any secrets behind? Is the giant gone now? No, he's still there. Okay, managed to get through without the giant getting me. Back to Midgard.
Buttercup, is that you? Oh, thank Owen. You made it back alive. As soon as we lost connection, I thought, I can see you on a camera feed. Ahead of you, in Apsulov research, there's an elevator that you can take to me on floor B1. I've marked the elevator so you can find it with your sight. There's probably a lot of things to explore in Apsulov research, but don't stay for too long, and don't insert the key into the tablet until I've analyzed it. Please hurry.
B1, don't insert the key into the tablet. Right. Well, chat, this is as good a time as any to end the broadcast. We found a save point. We upgraded our arm to 4 points of power. I am out of time. I gotta head on out. But to be honest, I'm really intrigued by this game. Part of me wants to keep playing all night, but I know that I can't do that. You guys got to get to bed because I've got a live stream in the morning, and I'd like you all to be there for God of War Part 5, 6, something like that. I'll be broadcasting between 9 and 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific time, so I hope to see each and every one of you there. As for the weekend, I am working on a Fallout 76 Steel Rain lore video. We're going to be exploring the Uncanny Caverns, but things have changed in the Uncanny Caverns, and we've got quite a few squad mates who are going to be exploring with us. It's going to be an interesting time. I hope you'll join me there. But then that'll wrap up this week. Next week, we've got Mass Effect Monday for between 9 and 10 o'clock on Monday. That's going to be continuing with the Citadel DLC for Mass Effect. It's a lot of fun. A fan service DLC. We've been having a blast with that. Wednesday is going to be Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the Atlantis DLC, exploring Atlantis finally. Thursday, we'll pick up right here where we leave off with more of this crazy, weird game. And then back to things on Friday with God of War. So I'll see you tomorrow morning for more God of War. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday night. Finish off your Scotch, finish off whatever you're smoking, and get some sleep. I want to see you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed tomorrow morning. I'll be there with cigar in one hand and coffee in the other. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful night, and see you soon with more lore videos and more live streams. Bye-bye now.